Hello everyone, it's BYG Agami back with another video. Today I'm joined by special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up guys, it's Phantom Resonance, and I'm very happy to be on my friend BYG Agami's channel.
Check out Phantom. He's a very underrated comic book person. He's so well knowledgeable and diverse about comics, Marvels, anime, and manga, so check his channel out down below. So today we're going to be doing a Yuri on Ice review, pretty much episodes 1 through 6. I did a review on episode 1 yesterday, but the thing is, with my schedule and stuff, I won't be able to upload everything before episode 7 does come out, and then I'm going to do my review on that. But Phantom, do you want to talk about episode 1 first, and I'll get my thoughts on it?
I feel like episode 1 was a good jumping on point for this show, and by the way, it's only 6 episodes, guys. You can binge watch it. I did it all yesterday. But it really described the characters, and we know that Yuri is a figure skater who isn't the best. He's been failing. He's been getting last place in every competition, and he's been getting fat too. The man has been eating. The man can eat.
The comedy in that episode was perfect. I'm talking about perfect. Alright, we get the whole intro on Yuri, etc. You already explained it. But the comedy, now the character name is Minako. I'm sorry I pronounced it wrong, but she comes in, and then alright, we see Yuri's mother. She's walking in. Minako's like, "Oh, you lost weight," and then she's like, "Wait up." As soon as I came to the station, I saw Yuri gain the weight, and she literally pried him on the floor and picks his stomach up, and we just see this big ass gut.
Big ass gut, Cartoon Network looking gut.
I feel like this episode did a very good job on showing development, and I feel like this episode did too much on a backstory, because the thing is, we got so much information about Yuri. We figured out that he's bad at figures. Well, he's not bad. He's one of the best in the world, but he's just not good in that division that he's in. He's probably the least ranking one. He's doing stuff. He did stuff like trying to move to Detroit to go to a better camp and stuff, but it simply is not working. And then we get this, and this is what I liked about this episode, when he returns home after 5 years, because that's a very long time, and the reactions that we get from his family and stuff. Do you want to expand upon that?
To be honest, it's really showed that his family does support him, even though he's not winning a lot. But they're just wondering, if you're not gonna figure skate, what the hell are you doing? You have literally little to no college education. You haven't finished college. You are basically just the high school. You finished high school and all that, but you basically only have high school education due to your figure skating. And not just that, you do need to lose some weight. You are fat as shit. That's their nice way of saying it, is that you're kind of fat.
And then it skips to the whole family meeting, and then we meet Vichan, the dog that passed away, and that's the reason why Yuri wasn't doing well in the competition. He was sort of distracted. Even the commentators were like, "You're not acting like yourself." So that's a good reason, in my opinion, to show why Yuri lost. And then after that, he goes to this ice skating rink, and we see this girl. Her name is Yuko. Now, you want to talk about what we talked about behind the scenes?
With Yuko, I honestly thought he was gonna get with her. It seemed like they had chemistry. Then you see she's married and has kids already, and it's basically I feel like she would have been a good fit for him, because they both enjoy figure skating. They can both figure skate, and they both looked up to the same person, Victor. And you see that the whole time, Victor and you could tell that they looked up to an extent, and that kind of brought on a connection between them. And she also saved him from getting bullied, but then she went and married his bully.
I know, right? And I don't know. They just ruined Yuka's character, to be honest. They really did. They could have done so much with her. And we go on to the ending of the episode. We see the prodigy. We see Victor. Because the thing is, Yuko's children,
and all his naked glory.
After the whole engagement at Yuko's ice skating rink, we see Victor. He comes at the hot spring. Yuri's running upstairs at his house because he saw a dog like Vichan, and we see the flashback. Because the thing is, Victor got a dog, and Yuri got inspired from that, and he got the dog as well. But the only reason why he came there was because he got inspired from Yuri. Yuko's children recorded the figure skating session that Yuri was doing, and that went viral, and Victor figured out. So I kind of give this episode a 9 out of 10 just because it has a lot of humor, it has a lot of backstory. Now, what are your thoughts on it, Phantom?
I give the episode, I honestly give it the same thing, because the backstory, the art and animation for every figure skater was fucking amazing. and everything. The only thing I'll say I don't like about the show, and it's kind of a permanent thing, which is the opening song, which is
oh yeah, I just skip that every time.
Yeah, the ending song is good though.
Now let's get to episode 2. Episode 2 is that Victor's teammate that he sort of left behind because he made him a promise, and that's Yuri. And Yuri, what are your thoughts on Yuri? Other Yuri?
Yurio is basically, and I'm gonna call him that because they called
Yeah,
him
no,
that later
yeah.
in the episode. Yurio is a dick. That's the only way to be. Like, to be honest, I thought he was gonna be pretty much like this Sasuke to him, which if you guys watch Naruto, you know what I mean. Being his rival and all that, but he's a rival to an extent. Like, he's kind of a jerk about it, and he shows it too. He's not scared to like lash out at Yuri or at Victor, and you kind of see that. But you also see that, you know, he has a soft spot because sometimes he'll help out Yuri. But yeah, he basically goes there and he's a dick. He's just a complete dick.
I agree with you. Everything. He's a dick. Now this episode does a good job. We get the first episode, and the thing is, Victor's teaching Yuri as a mentor, and their relationship's kind of awkward at first.
Victor is Yuri's idol, and he kind of feels that maybe he's not good enough to be training with him in a way. Basically, we see a lot of what Yuri goes through, and he's just like, I gotta impress this man. I can't fuck up on anything. I can't fuck up on my jumps. I can't fuck up on everything. But the bad thing is, he had this mindset, and he's fucking up on things. Like, he's messing up on his jumps and all that, because all he could think about is, my idol is standing right in front of me. What do I do? What do I say? How do I interact with him? And that's basically what I think it is.
And what I liked about this is that in just the second episode, we already see the rivalry between Yuri and Yurio, because they're holding a competition, and they had to figure out their own style. And what I liked that Victor did was he sort of did the opposite on the style that he wanted to do and the style that the other Yuri wanted to do. I think that's very smart.
Yeah, I feel like that's how you get competition going, and that's how you see, because what he wanted them to be is unexpected, and a lot of people aren't. Like, he's so stuck in his style of, I want to be just innocent person, to where Victor's like, no, I want to see what you can really do, and that's why he chose this. That's honestly why I think.
And I think in this episode where Yuri sees Yuri skate, and he is just shocked. He's like, yo, this guy's gonna beat me. And what I like about that is that it sort of sets the margin higher, because Yuri's a good skater, we already know that, but Yurio's a better skater at this point. But in the next few episodes, we'll tell you what happens, and you guys will see that Yuri's actually a prodigy, pretty much.
I give this episode, I would give it an 8, because it was good, but it wasn't all that, and it wasn't like something to write home about. I mean, Yurio, it was cool getting his character and getting more into him, but overall, it was more of, here, let's kind of develop this event, let's develop what's going to happen now, and it's kind of like just the setup, to be honest. Yeah, that's when it kind of got borderline a little suspect.
I don't know, because they were hanging out, and I think, is this the episode where he says, oh, do you have a girlfriend? Oh, do you have this, that? Just like really asking a lot of personal questions that I feel like he shouldn't be asking. But later on in the episode, he says that he needs to figure out a lot of things about Yuri just as a coach, because you need to know your mentor. I mean, you need to know your student.
Yeah, just like how you need to know your mentor. And let's face it, Yuri knows his mentor a lot. Like, he studied him.
He studied him well, and when he was picking his clothes as well, he was saying, oh, this was at this tournament, and this was at this Grand Prix. It's weird. Do you want to go on about their relationship?
It gets a little personal, but honestly, at first I thought it was between coach and, the first student, and then I see it kind of goes a little bit beyond that, because it does sound, he pretty much explains it in episode 5 and 6 what their personal relationship is, but like, it's really, really suspect. And I have nothing against the yaoi community or anything, but I was like, okay, it's a little unexpected, but that's okay, I guess.
But the thing is, throughout these 3 episodes that we reviewed, the animation, the music, everything's so consistent. Like, there isn't a bad frame. You'll see like a little, like those side frames, but those are just bad in any anime generally. Yeah. The animation is so consistent. This episode, not that much happens. Actually, no, this episode has a lot, actually, because they're having the whole dance-off. And
yeah,
I think, Yurio goes first, and Yuri's kind of shocked, but the whole method that Victor tells him to is to seduce him through figure skating.
Yeah, Yuri says that, not Yuri, it's Victor who says, look at, just stay looking at me. They fix it. It's like when a parent, like, if your parent you're watching a basketball game and they're nervous and they say, just look at me the whole time. That's basically what Victor was trying to do, but he was trying to do it in a very sexual way.
I don't know. I wouldn't say a sexual way, but I don't know. I think he's just trying to instill his mentoring skills on him and trying to build that relationship with the student. But the next episodes, it becomes a straight up relationship, to be honest. And also, I want to talk about how Yuko and Yurio have this little relationship going on. Cause she was like, oh yeah, this girl is funny. Did you get like that little Dragon Ball reference as well?
I did not. I actually did not, because I was just focusing on finishing it.
With the whole nosebleed stuff?
Oh, yeah.
When
that's done in every anime.
Yeah, when she saw the whole nose, I was like, yo, this is definitely a Dragon Ball reference. And it looked like she had, like, some sort of, I wouldn't say crush on, actually, I would say some crush on Yurio. As he was leaving, she was going outside. She's like, oh, and then in the next step, she starts texting him. But what would you give this episode?
Definitely a 9.75, because it did showcase a lot, and I do mean a lot of backstory for the characters, but it also let us see the art and animation. We got to see the potential of each character. Like, these characters, they're skating, but they have their own hidden potential and their own reason for why they're doing it.
I give this episode a 9.5. We get a lot of detail. We get a lot of development as well. We see the whole mentorship between Yuri and Victor developing more. We see the rivalry between Yuri and Yurio also developing more. Like, now it's hate now. Now it was friendship when they were teaching each other stuff, but now it's hate because Yuri lost. Yeah, Yurio lost. And another thing is that this episode was kind of lacking comedy because it had that whole serious tone to it. It's not like the first two episodes, and as we progress more into the episodes that we're going to review, the comedy's sort of dying down in my opinion. But let's move on to episode 4. Now, do you want to give your thoughts on episode 4?
Episode 4 was a pretty decent episode, but it was all that, but it was like, at the end of the day, it was mainly Yurio going home, and he was like, I need to train under someone else. I think that was episode 4. Yeah, it was episode 4. And he was like, you know what? And one of the coaches brings in his ex-wife, and I could tell this girl is gonna be a bitch to him. Like, she is gonna really, really train him out. And the one thing I gotta say is, I'm happy that he's getting training, but he's gonna get screwed over somehow. I just know it. And
one thing I liked is that Yurio left.
Well, nobody really liked Yurio, to be honest.
I didn't like him, but I feel like it was getting in the whole. It was getting in the whole way for Yuri and Victor, just them two. Cause like, I don't know, I just don't. Like, it felt like Yurio was also getting like the same amount of development as Yuri was getting, like in terms of training and stuff. But now they did a good job by just like sending him home, and he got his own master. And we also figured out that Yurio actually has a girlfriend.
And that's actually pretty good. I guess it really gives him development on why he should be skating. Like, he has someone to skate for.
He has a girlfriend, and man, he called her a hag and shit. I was like, yo, this dude's dropping bombs on even his girl.
This man is the roast master of anime 2016.
But we get this very strict teacher. She's so different. She's so different from Victor's style. Victor's style is more like you find your own self. You find your own self and stuff. And this girl's just very strict. She's like, oh, do this, do that. And I don't agree with this girl's training methods. But since everyone's been hyping her up on the whole Yurio squad team,
it's like she obviously has some type of potential. And to be honest, it makes sense because she's a ballet instructor, and we know that Yuri has a ballet instructor teaching him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. I really do like that, how they're not just like when they're figure skating, but they're incorporating some other essential things to just improve their figure skating. Like, that's a nice thing.
And it lets you see that they can combine different types of dance and culture into their figure skating, which is something I really love about this anime.
Now for this episode, this episode was kind of lacking comedy. The only time we actually get comedy is when we see the twins.
Yeah, those are just generally funny characters, though.
I give this episode. Oh yeah, and I don't like you know Yuri. I don't like his haircut when he skates, bro.
Who, Urios?
Yeah, it's just moving. It reminds me of the Charlie Brown character.
Yeah, it does. Just like the character from an anime I watched called Akama Got Killed, but you know, he's just the overall douche. But that character from Akama Got Killed was a nice person.
I mean, he's not a douche because you remember that one scene at the waterfall
Yeah.
where he drops that whole douchebag act and he thinks about his grandfather for like literally like a second, but we see that he does have a humane side to him, or not a humane side, but he has a nice side to him.
Yeah.
And he's still young. He's 15 years old. Like you're gonna act immature at that age. I give this episode. Continue.
Yeah, you're gonna be a jerk dropping 15, and to be honest, I'm still a jerk, and I'm like almost 17 now, so.
Yep, you live and you learn.
It's a natural. Yeah, basically.
And I give this episode 8.5. We get a good amount of development. We get proper development for Yurio, and as much as I hate the character, it's still nice.
Yeah, like you get to see that he's not all that bad.
Episode 5 is, how do I say, it's sort of, it kind of turned me off from the show. Cause have you noticed this, that there are two versions of Yuri?
Yeah, there's the normal, kind of nervous Yuri. Then there's very aggressive Yuri.
Yeah, the skating Yuri that flicks his hair back, and he doesn't have his glasses, and he has like a little love interest towards Victor. Well, he doesn't develop it, cause I remember in one episode he was talking about a girl and stuff, and when he was in Detroit. But I feel like with Victor coming in his life, he sort of built a significant relationship towards him. And no, I liked it. It's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, and Victor even starts noticing, like, has he kind of changed over time, or what's going on with him?
And we have this fan character that's very much a fan, like how Yuri is to Victor. And
But he is to Yuri.
Yeah, and he is to Yuri. And he was saying, no, I was wearing your dresses. I was wearing the same outfit that you were at the Sochi Grand Finale, I'm pretty sure. Or I might be wrong. And now I want to talk about this person skating. The way they skated, it was more, instead of that whole ballet, smooth, very melody type style, it was more of a tap dance, just very electric. Like it kept the whole crowd going.
It was like some type of jazz stepping out. Like I was liking it personally. I was like, oh my god. And he was having fun with it, and I was like, see, that's what's wrong with the rest of the cast, in my opinion, is that they don't have fun with it. He has fun with it. He smiles. He's happy. He feels like, okay, I'm here to have fun, but I'm also here to work. So, see, like he's seeing it not just as a sport, but he's seeing it as what a sport should be. You should be having fun with it, not being forced to do it.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Like, they're all doing it for some personal motive, except for Victor. Like, he's the top of the dog. He doesn't need to do shit. Actually, no, I take that back because I forget in one episode where Yurio was talking about how he needs to impress people. He needs to think of something new because he's already done really impressive things.
And it's like, after you've been figure skating for 27 years, you gotta, not 27 years, like, he's 27 now, but over time, he's the oldest one and the second oldest one, who he needs to just think of new things and new techniques in order to orient it in.
And then we get Yuri. When he was ice skating in this episode, dude, what I liked about it was that he went off task because Victor was commentating over. He was like, oh, he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that. Yuri's acting kind of different. Instead of doing what Victor put on the program, Yuri decided to do something different. And while he was doing it, the crowd wasn't hyped like they were at the Yurio versus Yuri. Like, they were all applauding, but they had this, like, stare down. Like, they were just, like, they were into it. Like, they were sort of possessed. Like, they just liked it. Like, I like that. Rather than the whole, like, getting up. Because that was what the tap dancing person did.
Yeah, like, he was just getting the crowd riled up, but it was like they were more into Yuri because it was like, here he is, and he was just skating, and he wasn't skating for like anyone. He was skating to get, like, to be honest, I thought he was getting anger out. Like, I was like, who is he mad at?
And then he said that he's never had this much fun skating before, and I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, like, shows a different side of Yuri. Again, most of these people aren't having fun with their skating. Yet there are certain characters that just do. But I see Yuri's learning from, like, he's like, okay, I have the coach, I have everything I need, and I don't know how long this will last, but I'm gonna skate my ass off,
Hmm.
basically.
In this episode, their relationship takes it to the next step. They're
Yeah.
like looking at each other, hugging each other.
And yeah, I feel like when we get to episode, like, are we on episode
We're
6?
in episode 5 right now.
See, like, that's where it really develops in this next episode.
So I give this episode a 9.5 just because, actually 9.75 because
Yeah, I'll give it the same.
we see that Yuri he gets off task and he does his own shit. Like that's just strong and just good development straight up.
And it was like, it was done right.
Oh yeah, one thing I disliked is that of course they flew, like they went to a different country, but they got away from home. Like that pissed me off because I was like, I liked the whole family presence that Yuri has, and they just sort of, I feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like they're gonna stop with the whole family thing.
Yeah, and I feel like that was honestly what made the anime, how do I put it?
Good.
That made the anime as nice as it was.
Yeah, it was. The next episode. that kind of turned me off. Hopefully they do come back to the family. Like I like the whole family interaction and stuff, especially between the twins Yuko and Yuri, and then Mari. I'm pretty sure Mari has a few scenes here and there, but just everyone, even the ballet teacher as well.
Yeah, and also we're forgetting something is that one of Yuri's pen pals is also
Oh yeah.
a figure skater and is also skating in this division.
Yeah, and he's gonna appear at the tournament with Yuri, right? Where it's Yuri versus Yuria.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's the next few episodes are going to be where the hype train's coming.
Yep, that's where it's gonna be. I feel like, all right, what I'm excited for, and I know we're gonna off task a little bit, is what are you excited? Because I'm excited for the Yurio versus Yuri match, because they're gonna get
that's the one I'm really hyped for. Like I feel like the Naruto versus Sasuke, that's the Goku versus Vegeta.
That's the Yugi versus Kaiba.
Yeah, like those are all, that's the rivalry that everybody's gonna be hyped for and not to see. But I also want to see I really want to see some of I forgot the kid's name. I think it's Phil. I don't want to mispronounce it. Fight Cheat or something. I want to see him versus Yuri too as well.
Who's that?
His pen pal,
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna verse each other.
Thai skater. Yeah, so I can't wait to see that too.
And episode 6. Now I might get some hate for this, but fuck it. Episode 6, I think they went way too far.
In a relationship with them, yeah.
The relationship, and not even that, alright? I wouldn't mind it if it was progressing at like a slower rate over time. But it just went way too far. Like, first of all, like the dude, like he gripped Yuri's butt, alright?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, that kind of, I was like, what? For a second?
Like, how is that relevant to the story? But okay.
Yeah, how is that relevant to the story? I think it's just a character, but I don't know. And the skating styles, to be honest, I did not like the skating styles. The first dude, he was okay.
The other guy, I was disturbed by that.
Yeah, the second dude was fine. I like the whole the piano type
then,
song.
Yeah, but I honestly feel like he was trying too hard.
Yeah, no, not the second dude. Actually, the third dude. And then once Yuri came on, he did a really nice job. But I think he was just his reasoning for skating. Because the thing is, his reasoning for skating is to seduce Victor. But
And like I feel like that just changed the character a lot, like a little too much, because you know, back when we first met him, he was just an innocent kid, and now he's just sitting here trying to, and like you even saw that like before he went skating, he put his hand like over his hand, he's like, "Don't take your eyes off me."
Yeah.
And like Victor looked at him like, and I could tell there was some sense of fear in Victor, because Victor was like, "Okay."
And yeah, I was like,
He
okay,
just had
as well. I
that-
was like, what?
He
The way
had that creeped out look.
the way he was skating was amazing though, but the reason, like it was way too much for Victor. And he goes and he starts hugging him and shit. That's fine. But
Yeah, it's like
it went
celebration.
But the conversations, and I think to be honest, like I think their love interest is just it's moving at such a rapid rate, and what I think they're doing is that they're doing way too much fan service stuff.
But the reason I can understand why is
It
because
gets sales.
again, Gary, this isn't a long running shonen or long running seinen series. This is probably going to be at the max 12 to 25 episodes. So they're trying to get out as much content as they really can. And it sucks to say it, but that's how a lot of seasonal anime are.
Mm-hmm. But with that note, I'm gonna give this episode I would say actually, yeah, 8.5 because it's something new, and I don't kind of like the new. I kind of like the old. Like I like that shy Yuri. I like that Yuri with the glasses and his hair's down.
Because he just feels like a relatable character, and this one doesn't feel relatable at all.
Yeah, he feels like a prodigy pretty much. Like that relatable character. You know, he sort of lost motivation and he needs help, but he got way too much help. So, I don't know, that's just my gripe about this episode. This episode really turned me off. Hopefully episode 7's better.
It wasn't as good as the past episodes for me either. Like, yeah, it was good to an extent, but it wasn't like, oh my god, Yuri is awesome because he's relatable and he's able to still skate and be a kind, gentle person. No, they changed him, and I'm about to go kind of in a little rant, but they changed him so much to where it's off-putting just looking at him.
Yeah, and episode 4, I think that's my favorite episode because you know that song that they played? That Yuri's friend created and they remixed it?
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was beautiful. The whole choreography and the song, the animation, everything was brilliant about that. But man, I don't know. I just don't like I don't like this huge development that Yuri got within 2 episodes. Like
it wasn't even a natural progression.
Like, you know, like how Victor was like, what was it, like, don't let go of me or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, do that within the final episodes. It just is a seasonal anime. Like, whatever, episode 23, episode 24. And then, bang, you get the relationship going and rolling. And just end off the series with that note. But, I don't know, they're just moving way too fast, in my opinion. But this is all I have to say.
All I really have to say is that honestly, know it's gonna get better. I know that we're gonna start we're gonna less focus on the romance, and we're gonna finally get into the tournament, which is something I'm excited to see. But at the same time, yeah, they did, in my opinion, they ruined Yuri's character. Like they really did.
Victor did it.
Yeah. Like let's face it, Victor changed him and changed him into something completely different.
Yeah, dude. Now, before we head off, I want to say, what are your favorite episodes? When did the show have this progression? I know we're only talking like 5 or 6 episodes in, but this is huge. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds pretty much, where you figured out the whole damn basis of the damn series in 12 episodes.
When was my favorite episode? It had to be like episode 3 because honestly, I just like seeing Yurio and Yuri go at it. Mainly because I know it's not a fighting anime, but this is the closest thing we're getting to an actual fight.
Mhm. Yeah, I liked episode 4 a lot just because of the whole piano music and I don't know, because I think it was this episode where they episode 4 where they had Yuri. They had Yuri had his time and like he did his own stuff, and then they had some Yuri and Victor stuff. But I like that they had Yuri do his shit, and then they had that, of course, that fan service and that main plot of the story, Victor and Yuri. But I like how they kept the balance between both the characters.
Yeah, because it showed that just because he has Victor, he's like, I can still do things on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But now it feels like I need Victor for everything.
Basically. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Check out Phantom. And check out the reviews that we're going to do for Yuri on Ice. Have a good day.